I spent the last month working on a game, and now I'm finally ready to share it. I'm so happy today to be announcing my game. It's a cozy restaurant-style adventure game where it's run by a chef, who just happens to be an otter. It's going to take place on a boat, and the main hook of my game is, in a lot of these restaurant games, you are given the ingredients, but in my game, you're going to have to manage them yourself. So that means you're going to have to go get the ingredients for all of your cooking needs while also running the restaurant. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about why I've been working on this project in secret for the last month, some changes that I made from my previous projects, and also where we are today with the project. So welcome to Driftwood Diner. So why haven't I talked about this project? I've been working on this project in secret for a month, and there was a lot of reasons for it. Mainly, I wanted to make sure that I can do this. So I spent the last month mainly prototyping and now fully working on the game. And it's for one main reason. There's a common trend in the game dev community of people just hopping in between projects, quitting and starting new projects up again. It's very common. And I didn't want to fall into that loophole and be one of those YouTubers that has that happen to them. So I spent the last month really working on this game and making sure it was something that I was going to finish. And with that, I'm pretty confident to say that I will be releasing this game this year. So with that being said, I did keep this game a secret for the last month for another reason. It was kind of nice to just kind of work by myself on a project and get all of my thoughts out. It allowed me to kind of manage my expectations. I have everything on like a Trello board, and I'm pretty confident I know what needs to go into this game to finish it. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of stuff that keeps coming up that I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. I'm gonna need to add that. But for the majority of it, I'm pretty sure I have it handled. In fact, I'm even working on getting the Steam page up pretty soon. And I would love to enter my game's demo into a Next Fest this year. So these are all some milestones that I have that I think are gonna help push me to get this game done and also help me stay motivated while working on this game. So let's get into the game and I can tell you more about Driftwood Diner. Hey, what's going on? It's Seth from the future. I forgot to mention I'm opening a Discord server. So if you guys want to check out the Discord server, the link will be below in the description. I would love to talk to you in there. So if that's something you guys are interested in, I'll see you in there. All right, back to the video. So let me talk about the first few days of development. So I've been prototyping and I pretty much wanted to front load all of the mechanics. I wanted to just make sure the game was playable, even though it didn't look good, and that was a main reason on why I didn't want to show anything. I spent a lot of time, especially in the front of the game, just making all of the mechanics and just making sure everything works. So a lot of my game art is just programmer art. It's a bunch of cubes, and I even got sick of just looking at colored cubes that I just made some like 16 by 16 pixel art that was very fast and not at all done at all. It was just programmer art. But I just made some of that just so I can kind of get an idea of like what the item I was interacting with was. So that's what this video is about. I'm going to be talking about how I made my prototype and how I took it from a prototype stage to more of a finished stage. I know the game's not done and it's not close to being done, but I'm talking about my transition from the two. So let's start with the first few days. The first few days were all about art. I was getting the character art done, I was getting the environment art done, and all of the interactions done. So for the first few days, I ended up making the otter as the main character. I also made like a bunch of cabinets, plate art, everything that you can imagine would be in the kitchen. I try to get that art done just so I can kind of view what the kitchen was going to be like and I can start getting a better visual representation of the kitchen. I think actually one of my favorite pieces of art that I made for this game was the stove. I mean, the otter's pretty cute. I'm really happy with him, but I just finished making this like cute little stove animation for when the stove turns on, like when you're cooking something. And I think it's really cute actually. So it's probably one of my favorite animations to come out of this, and I'm pretty happy with it. But since we are an otter and since this game is about gathering resources and managing them, the first item on the menu is going to be a fish. So that was kind of what I focused on. So since I wanted the first item on the menu to be a fish, I made an item in the game where it will be able to hold fish. I want the character to be able to go fishing with a fishing rod off the side of the boat. And I also wanted to make everything that you would need to cook a fish in a kitchen. So we got all the walls up, we started getting ready for the fish, and then I decided I was gonna make some decorations. I really like working with Unity's lighting system, so I'm going to try and do something with Unity's lighting system in this game. I know it's not like the easiest thing to do because it's in more of a static position, the kitchen, everything like that, but I think there's some stuff I can do with Unity's lighting system to make the game feel unique, and I'm going to try and push that in this game. Now, in this stage of the game, I did have an idea for some of the stuff that I wanted to do. So I actually wanted to make mini games for the cooking, so the cooking would feel more like a skill. Like if you got good at the mini game, you'd be faster at cooking and stuff like that. But it felt too much. It felt like too much to do. So I'm kind of stepping away from that. And I had it just kind of like stun lock, so your character would be stuck at each station. But now I'm going to be implementing in the stove that the character can just put something in and walk away. And I think that'll just feel better and flow better within the game. So after the first few days of just kind of getting the kitchen set up with all the walls and just really getting the building set up, I started to focus on some animations. And with that, I want to show you my otters animation. I made him a really cute walking animation. This is honestly one of the better animations that I've done, and I'm very proud of it. Yeah, I think it's really cute, and I think once I get all the animations done for the otter, I think he's going to be really cute and fun to play. Now, in all the meantime of while I'm working on this, I've been doing a lot of coding just to get a lot of the logic and the character's abilities down. There's a lot of coding that goes into a game like this, and honestly, I wasn't expecting it too much, but it's pretty fun, and I'm learning a lot as I go. A lot of the stuff that I've been focusing on isn't too much fun to show, so I'm just going to kind of briefly talk about it and what I've been working on the code end of this. So a lot of it is just station mechanics like the stove, the cutting board, storing the fish, doing the fishing, things like that. This is one of those things where it's kind of like good design shouldn't be noticed, so I'm pretty much just doing everything that it should feel like it should do and trying to make it fit in and be normal. I did already scrap the idea of having little mini games at these stations, so for right now I'm just kind of holding the character there. I don't have any animations for them yet, but I imagine it will be playing an animation once I get it to. So where am I now with the game? Right now I have a very basic roadmap of what I want to get done and what I'm getting done. I want to finish getting the main food item done, which will be the fish, and once I get that done I can start adding more things to the boat and start adding more items to the menu. Some things I want to add are like chicken coops to get eggs and a garden to get vegetables, stuff like that. I want the game to kind of be focused on renewable resources and kind of make it eco-friendly a little bit, but I'll save that more for the game story so you guys can actually envision it and see it yourself. But where am I in terms of the roadmap? So we are getting the Steam page up pretty soon. I actually hired an artist to help me get some of the art assets done for the Steam page, which I think they're great. The art assets are amazing. I don't have them done yet, but from what they've been showing me, it looks great. As for the roadmap and the way that this game will work, I plan on making it kind of roguelite-ish. I don't really want to put that word on this game yet, because I do think it could change. But my basic idea is an FTL map inspired event system where you're going down this map, I guess would be going down the river, and you get to a final boss and you kind of have to cook them a meal, but I'll save more for that later when I get that more fleshed out. So that's my game. This is the game I've been working on for a month, and I'm hoping to get it out as soon as possible. I'm putting a lot of work into it, and I want to know what you guys think about my game. So if you have anything to say about it, please leave a comment below. I appreciate you guys checking out the video, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.